What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the Icon Soup, and I'm back here with episode number 8 of Shootin' with the Soup. And of course, I'm your host, the Icon Soup. And like I said in the last show, episode number 7, there's only 2 more episodes left in season number 1. The year of. Season number 2, right around the corner, will be Shootin' with the Soup Superstar Series. Superstar Spotlight. Superstar, sit down and motherfucking talk to me. Because I will bring on a special guest host with me every week. Season 2. Now, as for this Shootin' with the Soup episode number 8, we are going to explore the year that was 1999. And we're going to party like it's 1999. Here in 2019. 20 years ago. 1999. The HWF. The House Wrestling Federation, baby. 1999 was a great year. It was our first year after Dangerous Dean had left. We had a falling out at the end of 1998, which I will explore in the next show, episode number 9. And basically, Dean stole all of our wrestling stuff. He stole my world title, and he didn't want to be in HWF anymore. He started his own wrestling with Mike Extreme. More on that later. But 1999 was a fantastic year in HWF. So many debuts, so many feuds, so much stuff went on that year. Beginning with Beach Party, 1999. The first show of the year was Return in 99. It was a house show setting up Beach Party. We saw the return of Big Sexy, the return of Balls, the return of Jabbo, Suicide Kid, and yours truly, the World Heavyweight Champion at that time, Soup. And the main event of that first show, it was a jobber show. You know, we wrestled each other in masks and whatnot and put each other over, of course. And the main event happened to be the one and only time that the original Triple Threat members, which we formed at Restricted Area in 1998, myself, Jabbo, and Balls, had a 3-way dance. It was awesome. It was a fantastic match. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. They're all on YouTube. Everything on the HWF library is on YouTube. Go check it out. Return in 99. It was a fantastic 3-way dance. And like I said, it was the first ever time that it was the Triple Threat member. Excuse me, I just got a new tattoo that my shirt's bothering me. But anyways, first time ever, Triple Threat members, 3-way dance. It was bloody. It was brutal. You know, we left it all out there, and it was great. And, that set up right into Beach Party 99. And the feuds we had going into Beach Party 99. Jabbo and Suicide Kid in a lariat match for the television championship. Balls and Jabbo taking on, the friggin', what the hell were we called? The Corporation? No. It was me and Psycho Killer. And that was one of the greatest tag team matches in HWF history, where I turned on Psycho Killer, giving Balls and Jabbo the HWF tag team champions. And in that show, reformed my alliance with Suicide Kid, and we formed 420. It was also saw the first ever one-on-one meeting between myself and Jabbo. And Balls went one-on-one with Suicide Kid in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it was the last time it would be Big Sexy versus Psycho Killer. It was a rematch from Second Violent Act. It was a weapons around the ring match. First and only time that ever happened. And Psycho Killer came out on top. But the big match of the show, huge. The first ever Ladder to Hell match. Similar to the ECW Stairway to Hell match, of course. We strung up the barbed wire at the top of a ladder. And we had to climb up the ladder and get the barbed wire, and then the barbed wire was in use, of course. And it was three brothers, me, Balls, and Big Sexy. We're brothers, three brothers, boom. And I think there was only 2 times that ever happened. It was at Beach Party 99 and Fifth Violent Act in 2001 that we had a 3-way with us 3 brothers. And that pay-per-view, at the end of the pay-per-view, Big Sexy left with the championship. His first title reign in HWF. He would go on to go into the second ever Violence is Good. We had it at the Evan Gold Forum. It was me and Suicide Kid for the television title, and Balls versus Big Sexy in an anything goes match for the HWF Heavyweight Championship, and Balls came out on top. He won the title back, and that was good, you know, because Balls originally had the title. You know, when we reformed the company, he lost it to Dean in 1998. He beat Dean again for it in 1998, and then lost to Big Sexy in controversy. Oh no, that was the second time Big Sexy. He was a 2-time HWF Heavyweight Champion after Beach Party 99. That's right. Okay, so anyways, Violence is Good 99. It was great. 2 matches. It saw the return of the Big Chief, which is Big Sexy's friend, the Big Chief. He used to wrestle in the old HWF back in the early 90s before we were keeping track. After that, we had a few offshoot matches with, you know, I believe it was the dog collar match. The event was Summer Wars, I believe, 1999. And it was supposed to be the feud with me and Psycho Killer, because I turned on him, partners. We were going to have a dog collar match, and he no-showed. So I called out anybody. Suicide Kid answered the challenge. We had a bloody dog collar match. That was fantastic. It went right into a couple offshoot matches with Suicide Kid, me, Balls, and we went right into the summer with Restricted Area in 1999. And Restricted Area in 1999 saw the debut of the Extreme Superstar, Doug Seltzer. That event continued the feuds with Jabbo and Suicide Kid, seeing Jabbo winning the television championship for the first time. Me and Balls had a 35-minute Texas death match. We left it all out there. Like I said, the debut of the Extreme Superstar, Doug Seltzer, to the HWF ranks. He came in, wrestled Jabbo, and he also wrestled Suicide Kid that night. The main event of that show was the big match for the HWF Tag Team Championships. 420 versus the Extremists, Balls and Jabbo. And like the previous Restricted Area tag team match, main evented, stole the show. That match was fantastic, violent, bloody. It saw 420 winning the tag team championships, going out on top. It was great. Restricted Area 1999, fantastic. From there, we went into Ultra Clash 3. No, excuse me. Hardcore Dreams 99 saw the debut of Crazy. We were live. It was in July, I believe, 1999, from the Weston War Memorial in Versailles, New York. That event saw the return of Big Sexy, who had left on hiatus throughout the summer, had returned at Hardcore Dreams to take on Soup. It also saw Suicide Kid coming out, challenging Balls to a world title match and actually winning the title, which blew everybody's mind. He won the title at the beginning of the event. At the end of the event, Balls had invoked his rematch clause. He beat Suicide Kid. So Suicide Kid for about 2 hours was heavyweight champion of HWF. He would go on to win it and reign for a year in 2001, 2002. That event, like I said, saw the debut of Crazy Tom Meddy. Came in and put a hurtin' on Psycho Killer. That was great. The event also saw the tag team formation of Big Sexy and Psycho Killer as they took on 420, myself and Suicide Kid, for the HWF Tag Team Championships. 420 came out on top. They also had a match against Crazy Tom Meddy and Balls in a number one contender match, which Balls and Meddy won. They never challenged for the titles. Balls would go on to challenge for the titles with Jabbo later on. The short-lived team of Psycho Killer and Big Sexy broke up, of course. That event seen finally after May, June, July, August, 4 months, 4 months, from April to July. Tag team partners, former champions, going one-on-one as I went one-on-one with Psycho Killer, and he beat me with a Fameasser. That was a great event. Everything on YouTube. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Right after Hardcore Dreams, 1999, set up Ultra Clash 3. It was the Gauntlet Tournament. Featured a bunch of matches. Ultimately, the winner of the tournament would go on to wrestle Balls at Third Violent Act for the Heavyweight Championship. It was Big Sexy winning. You know, that event, me as the television champion went one-on-one with Balls, and Balls beat me. Again, like I said, go back to Hardcore Dreams 99. The one show, we had a no-show. Jabbo was the television champion. He no-showed. He was originally scheduled to wrestle me. I wrestled Suicide Kid because he was the former champion. Suicide Kid laid down. I pinned him with the Finger of Doom. 1, 2, 3. Boom, new champ. Okay. So then, after Ultra Clash 3, August 1999, we went into the Third Violent Act. And the Third Violent Act was one of the greatest events. And I think it's in the top 10. If not, I think it is in the top 10. Me, it's 420 versus the Extremists for the tag team champions. Losing team will break up. And that was 420. We lost the belts back to Jabbo and Balls. We broke up, and then we embarked, me and Suicide Kid, on a whole feud throughout the fall of 1999. It saw the first ever one-on-one match. Oh no, second ever one-on-one match with Big Sexy and Suicide Kid. And with the winner, you know, going on to wrestle Balls because Big Sexy put his number one contendership on the line against Suicide Kid. It also saw a four-way dance. The first, we would have two more. We have three altogether. Four-way dance. It was myself, Doug Seltzer, the Extreme Superstar, Suicide Kid, and Balls. Those four guys would have two more three-way dances in later years. Balls coming out the victor in that match. We also had myself and Jabbo for the television championship. Jabbo coming out on top. Jabbo and Extreme Superstar Doug Seltzer in a body slam match. Balls and Big Sexy, one of the best matches in HWF. 2 out of 3 falls. Each fall had a stipulation. I think it was falls count anywhere, first blood, and a death match, I believe. And Big Sexy coming out on top again for the third time, winning the HWF championship. He would hold that title until he retired in the fall, and I'll get back to that. So the main event of that show was a 3-on-3, second ever 6-man tag in HWF history. Team Sexy and Team Balls. It was Balls, Jabbo, and Noak, the Suicide Kid, versus me, Doug, and Big Sexy. Boom. Right after that, Third Violent Act culminated. We went into Something Extreme 99, Part 1, Day 1 and Day 2. Which again, it's seeing the debut of Smoke Dog, the littlest HWF wrestler ever. It would also have me and Suicide Kid, like I said, continuing our feud of 420. We wrestled night 1 in a barbed wire bat death match. Bloody. One of the bloodiest matches. Night 2, Jabbo no-showed, so we stripped him of the television championship, and we had a ladder match or something for the television championship, which I believe Suicide Kid came out on top. It was just us 3 guys for Something Extreme 1999. Then after Something Extreme 99, we had Sexy's Last Stand, which was in October of 1999. And it seen Big Sexy wrestling me in his very last HWF match. He would come back for one more match in 2001. But his very last HWF match against me for the World Heavyweight title. We would also have Balls and me one-on-one, and Suicide Kid and Balls one-on-one. That was a great event. Sexy's Last Stand. And it would culminate 1999 in the biggest event of the year, which was Fourth Violent Act. Fourth Violent Act was the first ever time we wrestled in November 7th, 1999. It had Psycho Killer versus Suicide Kid, Psycho Killer versus Smoke Dog, me versus superstar Doug Seltzer for the first time ever. The second four-way dance with myself, Balls, Suicide Kid, and the Extreme Superstar Doug Seltzer. It would also have the second ever Ladder to Hell match, because Big Sexy had to give up his world title, and we put it at the top. Me, Balls, Psycho Killer, climbing that ladder for the championship, and Psycho Killer of all people would go on to win it. Now, he would never defend it. He would never hold it after that night. He held it high at the end of the night. Would never hold it again. And that's how the night ended. That night was full of everything. Blood, barbed wire, staple guns, drills. I pulled a drill out and was drilling Doug Seltzer in the head. 1999 was a great year. Like I said, it had tons of debuts, tons of first ever matches, and it all ended with Psycho Killer raising that championship high. He would be stripped of it. Subsequently, in early 2000, he would be stripped of it. Never even to defend it once. But that was 1999, man. That was 20 years ago. This year, it's 2019. We partied like it was 1999 because it was 1999. But ladies and gentlemen, I was your host for the evening, the Icon Soup. This was Shooting with the Soup. Join me next time for the very last episode of the season as we explore our last year, 1998. Have a good night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.